Are you a team leader wanting to grow a real estate team, or are you an agent that's considering starting a team? In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 steps of growing the team that if I knew these 3 steps when I got started, it would have saved me years of trial and error. So I got obsessed with helping real estate agents to grow their businesses, and once I started focusing on them, then my business blew up too. Hi, I'm Dan Hilsman. I'm a real estate broker in Georgia. I love helping real estate agents. If you're new to this channel, it's my agent-owned channel. It's all about helping real estate agents to grow their businesses, pro tips for growing their businesses, and all about eXp Realty. So hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video. I've been helping agents on calls almost daily since 2018. Been licensed a lot longer than that, but you can get on a call with me too. So give me a call, send me a text, an email, or schedule a Zoom call in the calendar link in the description below. Step number 1, know exactly where your agent is in their business. So before, I knew a little bit about where they were, but I didn't know totally because I was really just focused on me, my team, and my business. And you had to fit the square peg to be in the square shape to go in, or you just couldn't be on the team. But once I realized that I could have some flexibility in helping the agents, a big key is knowing where they are in their business right now, and then just asking really good questions. It's more about me asking questions to the agent than me telling the agents things. So this may be in the consulting interview up front, or maybe with an agent on your team right now. This is great for those agents. You can circle back to them and see where they're at and ask them, tell me about your business right now. I mean, you probably know a little bit if they're already in your team, but if they're not, and then how have you grown it to this point so far? So those are more so for agents that aren't on your team yet. And then what is the goal? And then how does that make you feel, I should say. So I like to know, emotionally where they're at in their business. And then what I'm trying to do is ask questions that's going to help me with step 2 to help them grow their business. So super big in knowing exactly where they are in their business right now. Now let's get on to step number 2. The most important part of this video too, in understanding in these 3 steps, is listening. So you really want to listen to hear, not just listen. Listen to hear so you can ask more questions, not to listen to hear so you can make statements. So the more questions you can ask, the more helpful you're going to be. And then we're going to tie some of the questions we're going to tie to emotions at the end. So step number 2 is, what are they trying to accomplish? So I go pretty deep on this and I ask them what they're trying to accomplish, what's their goal? And then I have notes. I'm taking notes on all these questions, on all these answers, so then we can circle back and help them a little bit later, or a lot later. But what's the goal? And then I like to ask, why is that the goal? And helping me to understand and helping them to understand why that's the goal. So maybe it's enough to pay the bills, maybe it's enough to pay houses off, maybe it's enough to buy retirement properties, just whatever the goal. If you go a little bit deeper, then that will help me to help them come up with a plan, which goes into step number 3 here shortly. So then I like to ask, what if they know that what will it take to accomplish that goal? So if an agent says, I want to make $500,000 next year, well, if we reverse engineer that and then go into detail on what it's going to take for them to make $500,000, sometimes they may back up and say, if I have to do all that, I'm not going to do the work that helped me to make $500,000. So maybe then we just reevaluate the goal. So maybe at that point the goal turns into $250,000 if they're willing to make half the calls, half the prospecting calls, half the open houses, half the social media posts, just whatever the case may be with whatever their goal is. And then I like to tie that to emotion. Like if we can help you to reach that goal, how will that make you feel? And then that'll take us a little bit deeper into why they're doing it. Usually then we get into family conversations, kid conversations, wife or husband conversations, and then that emotion could help us to build a little bit better bond, because what we're doing there too is establishing and growing our relationship, which is going to help me to help them. It's going to also help in the long run with retention. And so that's super important. Now let's look at step number 3. These tips, before we get to step number 3, these tips work great too if you're just doing this with yourself. So if you're a solo agent and you don't have a team yet, you can ask yourself these questions. If you want more help on that, you can reach out to me and I'll have a conversation with you about that. I love helping real estate agents. Like I said before, I've been on calls almost daily since 2018, helping real estate agents grow their business. Before that, I helped agents grow, but just since then, I've been on a lot of calls with a lot of different agents. So reach out to me if you want to go through these steps. I'll be happy to help you do that. A lot of times I get some growth and some valuable information myself. So now let's look at step number 3. Okay, so if step number 3 is we've been over the first step and the second step, which the first step is know exactly where they are, why is that important to them, or what are they trying to accomplish, and what's the goal. And then step number 3 is if I could, would you? So if I could help you do that, and if I could show you a step-by-step action plan, then are you willing to do the work to do that step? So this helps me a lot because it helps me to give them a step-by-step. So we'll do a different call, a different meeting, a different Zoom, and we'll go over the step-by-step, and I'll help them to develop a step-by-step action plan. And what that is what I'm doing there is I'm helping them with a roadmap to success, right? That roadmap also protects my time and my effort and energy, because once we have that roadmap and they circle back a few weeks later, or if we do a 30-day review, then I can know how much time to spend with that agent, because if they haven't done much of anything or most of what's on the list, then we have a different conversation, right? If they've done everything on the list or made all the attempts or hit all the key performance indicators, then we can move forward and continue to grow and help that agent on that list. But if not, what I'm really doing there is I'm giving them the roadmap, and then I'm protecting my time, because they're not going to do what they said they're going to do, or if they have a lot of excuses, then I can protect my time. But also, more importantly, on a positive note, if they've done everything and we're making good progress, or if we need to reevaluate to make that progress, that's what we're really looking for here, is progress and helping agents to grow their businesses. What I do there is also I manage the commitment, not the agent. So I don't get too tied up in the reasons that it's working. If it's working well, then great, we can move forward. If not, we don't really, we manage the commitment, not get tied up in the drama. And then another key point, that if he can learn to do this, but no matter what the outcome is or what the agent's trying to accomplish, is just have compassion, understanding, and try to come from a place of love to help that agent. Because I've been a struggling agent many years ago, been through a lot over the last 20 plus years in real estate, seen a lot, helped a lot of agents, heard a lot of different things. But we need to have compassion and understanding for where that agent's at, but then also to know how to best help that agent by going deep in the conversation. So once the action plan's complete, so I like to ask this question at the end. So once we complete the action plan, and once the agent goes through and does the steps and completes their task, I like to ask them, when we get to that point, how's that going to make you feel? So how's it going to make you feel to be able to do whatever you wanted to do on the emotional tie-in earlier? So this is super important. I love this part of it, and stay tuned. I'm going to give you a pro tip. So let's look at the pro tip next. So a big emotional tie-in too at the end of that meeting is I like to come back and I like to ask them, if they're aware that what most, I didn't check on the survey, but I've been told several different times that basically people 90 and over, business people, when they were asked, what regrets, if any, they had, a lot of times it's they didn't celebrate enough, or they didn't spend enough time with their family and friends, and then also they didn't leave anything for their children, or enough for their children, and they didn't leave enough to change their family's future. These action plans, and by helping these agents to be successful in their business, which in return helps me to be successful in my business, really has a big rippling effect, trickle down effect on them, but also on me. So as you know, I'm with eXp Realty. Part of the big benefit from eXp, and personally, one thing I think most agents or team builders miss with eXp is the fact of the compounding effect of time, effort, and energy. So when I help, like this afternoon, I'm helping an agent with one of her agents with these action plans. So by doing that, it's going to help that agent. It's going to help the agent that I personally brought to the company, and then by us helping her together, I'm going to have success. So what a great opportunity to have and then hopefully that agent will do the same. So she'll take the action plan when she brings on agents or starts a team, then she can use that same step-by-step system to help those agents, which in return will help her friend that helped her, and which in return will help me. So much better model for myself than just the traditional real estate team. Before, I probably wouldn't have time to go too deep with other agents, but with this model, I'm able to do so. If you have more questions about that or want to see why the model might be a fit for you, what you've missed before with other people explaining the model to you, you've been at the company, time of this video, a little bit over 4 years. Love the opportunity. Might not be a fit for you. So in today's video, I'm right down the house from, I'm right down the road from my home at a big church, but I like the background here, and just lots of trees and beautiful. They're building actually a new neighborhood right over here, right through those trees over there. But yeah, really nice neighborhood here in Cobb County, Georgia, going up right over here, and big beautiful property that I'm standing on. And remember, I'm Dan Hilsman, real estate broker, love helping real estate agents. If you want to call, if you want to talk, give me a call, send me a text, an email, schedule a Zoom call on the calendar link below. I'm also founder of www.listingpartnership.com, so you can hop on that webinar and see how we're helping agents with listings all around the country, and look forward to hopefully talking to you soon.